Hello, TOTY here, and welcome back to another episode of the Team of the Year Market Update series. Today is the day before Team of the Year starts. In just under 24 hours time, the Team of the Year attackers will be available in packs, and given it's a Sunday evening, we've got Weekend League sell-off, which I've been talking about in the previous episodes of this series, and that means we've got a lot of players who are very, very cheap right now on the market. So if you guys have enjoyed the video, if you do, don't forget to leave a like on it, subscribe if you're new on here, and let's get straight on into it. We've of course got the meta gold cards down on the bench. We're going to start with them. Ronaldo, I've seen him drop very, very significantly recently. He was going for 2.1 million in the first episode of the series a couple of days ago, and now already there's several under 2 million. Last time we checked, I think there was one that was just below 2 million, and there were a few kind of around that 2 million mark, but now you can look through and you'll find several cards going for a good couple of tens of thousands of coins below the 2 million mark. So he's definitely dropping down in price. I don't think he'll probably go that much lower, but I mean, look here. There was one. Well, no, there's these ones right here for like 25k under. These ones are 20k under. So yeah, he's dropping down a lot. He's about 1,970,000 to 80,000 at his lowest point right now on Xbox, and he could maybe drop down another like 10 or 20k or so throughout Team of the Year, but I don't see him dipping too much more, given that he will have a Team of the Year card in packs and he won't be getting packed anymore throughout that time. Lionel Messi is dropping down a lot as well. We're starting to see a lot of these cards reach near the prices they had during Black Friday, and in some cases they've dropped to the same kind of price. In those cases there, I'd recommend picking them up, and we're going to talk about those later. But Messi's now around 800k. He was about 850 in the first episode of the series, but he did hit about 750, 760 during Black Friday, so I think he still could potentially dip down a tiny bit more. Now, Neymar is a player who is incredibly cheap right now. During Black Friday, which is the biggest crash we've had so far of this FIFA, he reached about 500 to 510k, and yesterday, in the last episode of the series, he was going for about 515,000 coins. So let's just see what he's going for now. Seems to be, yeah, like there's ones for just below 520 here, 517. I mean, you could easily snipe him probably for about 510k, and I think that's a really good price. He's one of the cards that I think is very undervalued, and if you're looking to get him, now is a good time to do so. I mean, look, there's loads here for around that 510k mark. I'd probably try and snipe one for under 510. If I were to try and get Neymar. So if you're looking to get Neymar in your club, now is a good time to do so. Sergio Ramos, he's dropped down a lot as well recently, and you're going to see this with a lot of players, because with Sunday evening it's when people start selling their teams from the Weekend League, and there's also so much hype around Team of the Year as well. People are just trying to get rid of any high-end players they've got to free up coins. Now that they've used them for the Weekend League, got their games out of the way, they just want coins for Team of the Year. So you will see a lot of panic selling tonight. Also tomorrow morning as well, you'll probably see that. And in the first hour or two of Team of the Year, you'll also see quite a big dip in price, because people are going to suddenly start panic selling lots of cards that they didn't prepare for the promo. But following that, we're going to see cards rise in price. But yeah, Ramos is about 210k. He was about 230 in the first episode of the series, so he's dropping down a fair amount. He will be in Team of the Year, I believe, so I don't expect he'll go that much lower than what he currently is, though. We've got Fabinho. This card here has dropped a lot. He's gone under 40k for the first time this year, I believe. He was going for about 45k earlier in the series. If you saw yesterday's video, I talked about investing for players that link into certain Team of the Year cards. Fabinho was one of them, but I think you're more going to be looking at some of the special cards like these ones there, rather than his regular gold card. But he's dropping down a fair amount at the moment. We've got Van Dijk as well. He was going for about 170 in the first video we did in the series. He's now going for about 145, so quite a big dip in price there. He hasn't really gone below that, I don't think, this year. I think the lowest price he had was about 140, 145 during Black Friday. So again, if you're looking to get Van Dijk, now could be a good time to do so. He's not going to get packed with this gold card in Team of the Year, because he will have a Team of the Year card, so I don't think he'll really drop down at too much lower, and he'll probably rise up afterwards. We've got Kyle Walker as well. He's hit pretty much his lowest point this FIFA. He's going for about 40k right now, which is incredibly cheap for the card you're getting right here. Given that we're probably going to get a Team of the Year De Bruyne, we're also going to have Team of the Year Van Dijk, we're going to have De Gea. There's going to be quite a few Premier League players. He's a good one to link into them, so I could see him rising up afterwards. And he is very, very cheap right now, so a good price if you're looking to get Kyle Walker in your team. If you guys have any questions about certain other players that maybe aren't included here that you're looking to get, maybe someone like Kylian Mbappe, I've been looking on the market recently. Mbappe, Bale, so many of those high-end players like that are really dropping down in price right now. So I think now is probably the best time to get any cards like that if you're looking to pick cards in general up. So if you want to get Neymar, for example, for your team, I think now could be a good time to do so. If you've already got cards like this, don't bother selling them now because they're just too low and you'll lose out with tax. So it's best just to keep any high-end cards you've got, really. But if you're looking to get, especially kind of these meta gold cards right now, if there's ones you're looking to buy, I think now is a good time to do so. They may drop a little bit lower, but they're already very, very cheap right now, so it's better not to miss the boat completely and just wait too long and they start to rise. It's best to just get on them now. Get them. They may drop a little bit more, but they're definitely going to rise up in the future, and you'll be getting these cards at a good price. Now we're going to look at some icons. These cards are dropping down in price. We've seen Cruyff now go below 4 million, which I think is one of the first times he's actually done that in recent weeks and months. So yeah, he's dropping down. You're going to see this with a lot of high-end icons because currently they're the best players in their position on the game. With Team of the Year, we have all the really high rated cards, 99s, 98s, 97s, all those very, very overpowered cards with just insane stats all around, making them kind of real end game cards that are better than some of these icons. So people that had those icons are now selling them because they're also incredibly expensive. Like, you could probably get Team of the Year Ronaldo for less than what Cruyff is going for example, and he's going to be like 98 or 99 rated. So people are selling a lot of these high-end icons in order to then replace them for Team of the Year cards. Hullet is currently going for about 5.5, yeah, 5.6 million. He's dropped a little bit, but not too much change there. Just because they're such rare cards, you don't see huge amounts of fluctuations, but you will gradually see these cards drop down when the Team of the Year cards become available. With Vieira, for example, as soon as Kante becomes available, I think people are going to probably start moving over to him, as he's going to be a much cheaper option and is going to be pretty comparable in terms of stats, probably a lot quicker. We're going to see really how good some of these cards are. If they're very, very good, people, a lot of the pros will probably start selling some of these icons to move over to the Team of the Years. Now, icons in general are very, very cheap. I'm not just talking about the really high-end ones. Stoichkov is insanely cheap right now. He's going for, was it 715k, the lowest price? He's dropped, there, 714 to the cheapest. He's dropped by over 100k since the start of this series, which is crazy. All of these types of icons here are plummeting in value across the board. You'll see this with pretty much all the big icons, or almost all of these kind of mid-tier icons. I mean, like we've talked about these big icons here, but the mid-tier icons, so some of the baby icons that have good stats, so someone like Stoichkov, some of those mid-tier icons as well, they're all dropping loads and loads in value. And if we look at icons in general, Gattuso is 588k right now, which is the cheapest we've seen icons for quite some time. He's just there to represent those really cheap baby icons. So you've got like the baby version of Paul Scholes, those types of players that are the ones that people trade into SBCs. So a lot of the goalkeepers as well, just the bad icon cards really, like Carlos Puyol too. The ones that no one really uses in game, they only use for SBCs. They're now dropping down to like 580k or so, which is very, very cheap for icons. They've been over 600 up until like the past couple of days. So if you're looking to get any icons, I think now's also a good time. They will get packed quite a lot during Team of the Year, and they might drop down a bit more, but following the promo, I think they will rise in price. And also, we will have in around a week's time some new icon SBCs, I believe, which will mean that they will rise in price if they are required, if we have any good icons. Now, moving up into the Team of the Week cards, these are going to be some of your best investments to make during Black Friday. Not during Black Friday, during Team of the Year, I mean. You're going to be looking at previous Team of the Week cards, not just the ones in the Team of the Week when Team of the Year is released. You don't want to be doing that because those cards are packed so much, there's just a massive supply of them, so they don't get affected too much. But someone like Szczesny has dropped by over 10k since the start of this series, and these cards always recover. Like this one here for 38k, and he was going for over 50 at the beginning of the series. You're going to see this with a lot of previous Team of the Week informs, also ones from just the Team of the Week before Team of the Year, just one before, so we're not talking about really old Team of the Weeks. Those guys I think have really big rebound potential, so they're going to be people like Lala, for example. I think they could definitely rise up a lot, but they're going to drop down loads during the actual Team of the Year promo and at this time as well right now. So Bailly's quite low as well right now. He'll probably reach about 100k, and he always seems to go back up to about 130 or so. Lala, we're going to take a look at now. If he's dropped below 150 or so, which I was waiting on him to do so, I think I'll probably pick one up as an investment, because I think that he's going to go up a lot after Team of the Year, because we're not going to have a right back, I don't think, unless EA mix it up with their vote, because EA have 40% of the vote. If they want to have everyone in the right positions, they'll put Walker in. But as it stands, we're going to have Ramos, Varane, Van Dijk and Marcelo making up the defence with no Lala. So I think Lala's going to be a great investment because he's a player that links into Mbappe, and there aren't many really good meta players that get a strong link to Mbappe, and he's going to be one of the best options for it. So I'm going to look, and if I can get one for like 155, 150k or so, I think I'll pull the trigger and pick one up as an investment. Hernandez is fairly cheap as well. He's about 125, 130, which is quite a big dip in price for him. He always seems to go up, so he's a nice investment you could look out for there. Alexandro, he's rising up. He was going for nearly 200k, like 225, 230 or so when he was initially in packs. He's rising up, and I think he's kind of he's not dropped down too much. He's just kind of around the same kind of price he's been recently because he's currently the best left back on the game. But with Team of the Year Marcelo coming out soon, he'll probably drop in price when he's initially released, but then rise up afterwards because Marcelo has got high-low work rates. He's quite short. A lot of people just prefer Alexandro to him. And given the fact he'll probably be so much more expensive, he'll probably be like 1,000,000 coins or so, I reckon a lot of people will probably use Alexander instead of him, so after that he'll then rebound in price. Eden Hazard, just another one of those meta cards. He's currently going for about 540,000 coins, 530, that's a massive dip. Yesterday, he was going for like 590k, so that's an insane dip in price there. And that's actually that's a good price. I'd contemplate maybe picking one up. So I'm gonna add that one to my that one's already been bought. I was gonna add that to my transfer targets and try and bid on him and get a good deal there. But I mean, very undervalued right now for Hazard. He's dropped so much, and he's a player that you'll be able to use to get a strong link into Kante. And there aren't that many really good Chelsea players. Or French Premier League players on Ultimate Team that you'd use to link into him. Like, I'm talking if you can obviously afford Kante, you're not going to be going with someone like Morata or Willian if you can get his Team of the Year card. So it would be very high-end cards like this. There aren't too many, and he's definitely a good option, so it's quite undervalued right now. Inform Kante's dropped a lot. He's now hovering just over 700k. There's one just bang on there, 700. He's dropped a fair amount because you will get a Team of the Year card, so this card will drop down, but then it will recover following Team of the Year. Hulk, just another example here. He's dropped to 140. He was going for like 160 at the beginning of the series. He's just one of those informs that you're going to see drop down a lot in price in the build up to the promo and during the promo, and he'll probably recover afterwards, just like the majority of these other players. Mbappe is an interesting one, as he is in Team of the Year, or he will most likely be in Team of the Year anyway. This guy's dropped down, and it will be really low. He'll probably drop below 600k, which is extremely undervalued for the card. He'll probably drop below that price when we have the full Team of the Year announcement. People that have this card will panic sell it, but then following Team of the Year, he'll definitely recover because he's such a popular meta card. People that can't afford the Team of the Year will still use an amazing card like this for maybe like 650, 700k, so I could definitely see him rising up again. He's not going to be a player that's going to just massively drop down unless he gets another inform. Aubameyang, he's dropped down so much. He was over 500k in the first episode, and he's now going for like 420,000 coins or so. Really cheap for him. And he's another player who will definitely recover, so he's just still dropping down. I'm going to do another one of these videos tomorrow as well to keep you guys updated with all that. Ben Yedder has taken a massive hit since the last episode as well. There's now loads for just over 100k. You'd probably easily be able to snipe one for 100k or get one on bid, and he was going for about 115 in the last episode, and normally he goes for like 130, 140, so I think this one could definitely be a good buy. And also, what we're going to see with his Road to the Final card is if that gets upgraded a lot, it will become really expensive, and a lot of people may not want to spend, like, I don't know how much he's going for, like 200-300k on Ben Yedder, and they'd go with this option here instead for much cheaper. So I think this card definitely has the potential to rebound, go back up to like 125, 130k, as he's one of the most popular strikers on the game. I think he's the most popular inform card, at least the last time I checked, he was the most popular inform card on the game. But for under 100k, definitely worth picking up, and you can just use him as a super sub or something until he rises in price. But there we go. Look through all these cards, they're definitely dropping down. In summary, if you're looking to get meta gold cards, I think now's a good time. We've got weekend league sell off and a lot of hype around Team of the Year. As I've already said, they may drop a little bit lower, but like, you're getting them for a good price now, so you might as well just pick them up now, and they will rise in price afterwards. There's no point just being really patient waiting for a card to drop down like a tiny bit more. You might miss the boat and they might end up rising up in price. Same with some of these icons here. The mid-tier icons, the baby icons, are super cheap now, so if you want to get any of those in particular, if you've got your eye on someone like Stoichkov or maybe Nedved or someone, I'd say go ahead and pull the trigger. These informs here are very low. I think they could maybe drop a little bit lower. They could maybe drop a bit lower when the Team of the Year is initially announced and when the Team of the Year is released, but they're very low right now, so if you want to pick them up, you can't go wrong there. And then these big icons, they're also dropping down, but I think it could maybe drop a little bit more when the full Team of the Year is announced. I want to check Lala's price though, just to quickly see. If there's one for like 150 to 160k, I think I'll pick one up because that card is just so good for a Team of the Year. I think a very nice investment because He's going to be one of the main options to get a link into Mbappe. So here we go. Let's look him up. Obviously, we'll have loads of like his scrub informs, the 81s, the 84s, all of that stuff. Can't actually see any of the 84s. His 84 can't be this expensive. No, there's a few 84s there. Okay, so I want the 86. I don't want to pay like 170 or so for him, but if I can get him for maybe 160 or so. There aren't any right now. We'll have to see though. The 84's dropped a lot, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm gonna try and get an 86 for maybe like 160k or so, because I think that could be a nice investment. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on it. If you've got any questions, let me know down below, and I'll try my best to answer them in the next episode of the series, which I'll get out tomorrow before Team of the Year starts. Another update on prices, and then I'll try and do another one when Team of the Year is fully released to let you guys know about any updates then. And then I'll do one every day throughout Team of the Year, so you guys know how the market's fluctuating. But if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new on here, and I'll catch you later. Take care.